get started, you want to take your yarn and make a slip knot, and then insert your hook. And next you want to chain 4, and then slip stitch back into your first chain. And I pull the tail end over here so that I can crochet over it. So you should end up with a little gap in the centre, and this is what you want to work all your stitches into. So chain 4, and then do a treble crochet through the centre. Then chain, and then do another treble crochet through the centre. Chain again, and do a treble crochet. And you're going to do this all the way around. So you can do as many as you want, but I'm going to do 12. And once you've done your first round, you want to slip stitch back into the beginning of your row. So next you want to chain 3, and instead of doing a regular treble crochet here, you want to do a front post treble crochet. So you're going right across the post and then working your treble as normal. And then working into the gap that you created in your first row, you want to do a treble crochet through the centre of that. And next, once again, you're going to be doing a front post treble crochet. Next, you're going to work into the gap again. And then again, you're going to be doing a front post treble crochet. So all the way around, you want to be working one treble crochet into the gap and one treble crochet into the front post. And you should end up with double the amount of stitches that you had at the beginning of your row. So once you get to the end of your row, you want to slip stitch back into the beginning. So you'll end up with something that looks like this. I don't think it really shows up that well on camera, but you can start to see the ribbon detail. So next you want to chain 3, then you want to work back into your post. So do a front post treble crochet, and then your next stitches for your increases are going to be treble crochets. You can do 2 or 3 here. I'm just doing 3, but you can do 2 if you prefer. And then you want to work your front post treble crochet again. And then next back to normal treble crochet. And however many you did the first time, just do it consistently the same all the way around. And then work your front post treble crochet again. And you want to do this until you get back to the beginning of your row. So as you continue to work your hat, each time you do a new row, you want to add one more treble crochet in between each of the rib stitches. So your first one's always going to be your front post treble crochet. And then here you're going to work an increase right next to it. So every time you want to do an increase, this is the place I find is the best to put your increase, because the ribbing bit kind of folds over it, so when you don't add an increase it doesn't show up as a gap. And then you can work the rest of your trebles as normal. You can count them as you go along if you're not sure how many to add each time. And then when you get back to your rib part, you can just do a front post treble crochet again. And then just finding that little gap right next to it, do your treble crochet. And repeat this all the way around until you've increased your hat to the size you want it to be. So once you've done all your increase rows, you'll end up with something that looks like this. So you can see that the ribbon detail is starting to show up now. So now you can work the rest of your hat without doing your increases. To do that, you're going to chain 3, and then do your front post crochet. And then you're going to skip that stitch that's slightly hidden and just move into the next one. This way you're just going to do the same amount of stitches for each row now. And you want to repeat this until you've got the hat to the length you want it to be. Once you've got your hat as long as you want it, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. So you can see the ribbon going down the hat now. You see there, it shows up quite nicely. So now what you can do, you can either fasten off or you can add a band, which is what I'm going to do here. And I like to work a little pinch in at the end, so I'm going to decrease a stitch on each row here. So for mine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work back, work out where I want to put the decreases, And to do this band, I'm going to do my chain, and then first front post treble crochet, and then I'm going to crochet 2 together here. So I'm going to work through and yarn over and pull through 2, but not take it off the hook, and then work into the next stitch, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through the 3 stitches. So this has worked 1 decrease. And next I'm going to do another front post treble crochet, and into this stitch there wasn't one originally. This is how it's changing the pattern. And then do a treble crochet as normal, and then a front post treble crochet again, and then another treble as normal, and then another front post treble crochet, and then 1 treble as normal, and then a front post treble crochet into the one that was already there. So I'm using the stitch marker here just to mark things up so I know I'm going into the right place. You can count it if you're happy to do that, but it is good sometimes to have the stitch marker just so you don't accidentally make a mistake and have to unravel your work. So work a decrease into the same stitches you used in the last section. So you want to pull through 2, and then work the next stitch, pulling through 2, and then pulling through all 3 loops on your hook. And then you can work your front post treble crochet. And then as normal for the rest of this section, you're just going to do 1 treble crochet as normal and 1 created front post treble crochet. And you want to repeat this all the way around to the beginning. Once you've done this new pattern for as many rows as you want, you can take your scissors, cut your wool and fasten off. Just pull the tail end through the last stitch. So you can end up with something that looks like this. So lastly, you want to take your darning needle, thread on your tail end, and then just weave it through on the back of your work. And once you've finished, you'll end up with something that looks like this.